Running for office isn't easy. Candidates give up time, their private lives. They hang out with a lot of people they'd ordinarily avoid. Candidates have to make demands of strangers. That includes asking them for money, the mother's milk of politics. A lot of that time and even more money go into messaging, communications, advertising. Candidates, in effect, are telling a story when they pitch for your vote. And how the candidates for Richmond mayor are telling their stories, well, is a story in itself. So far, only one of the 5 candidates is advertising on television. That's Danny Avula, the doctor who was COVID czar under Democratic Governor Ralph Northam, and after that, the state's welfare chief under Governor Glenn Youngkin. Because he worked for Youngkin, a Republican, and because he attends a conservative Presbyterian church, Avula has been viewed with suspicion by some of the more liberal Democrats in this liberal Democratic city. Avula wants to nip that in the bud. He's trying to do so with his television commercials. Avula's run 2 ads so far. The first features a young gay Black woman who was taken in by Avula's family and he describes as his daughter. With an ad like that, how could Avula be considered soft on LGBTQ rights? In his other ad, Avula is talked up by women as strong on abortion rights. These are important issues, but what do they have to do with how City Hall works or doesn't? Not a lot. But if you're Danny Avula and a newcomer to politics, you have to establish cred with voters, and in a hurry. The flash and sizzle of a crisp, well-produced commercial certainly helps, but these ads cost a lot of money, and a lot of that money presumably goes to mobilizing voters. That is contacting them through phones, mail, snail, and electronic, showing up at events, and then helping them get to the polls for early voting, now underway, or on Election Day. This seems to be the focus of Avula's principal opponents, Michelle Mosby, a former councilwoman, and Harrison Rodet, a former investment guy who's worked on Democratic campaigns. For Mosby, it's a necessity because she hasn't raised as much money as Avula and Rodet. Because she's backed by a number of elected officials, council members, and legislators, for example, Mosby's trying to milk votes from their political network. Rodet aims to do the same thing with endorsements from the teachers union, a Black voter group, and an umbrella group for progressive Democratic organizations. Since Rodet came to the race something of an unknown, these endorsements could open a door or two, but he's got to come up with a way to turn those specific endorsements into more general notoriety. But these are problems that the other 2 candidates, Andreas Addison, a city councilman, and businessman Morris Neblett, probably wish they had. And they wouldn't if they didn't have another problem, limp to non-existent fundraising. For the Richmond Times-Dispatch, this is Jeff Shapiro.